What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. Final thoughts on Danny Garcia taking on Shawn Porter tomorrow at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. All right. Y'all know how we do the final thoughts. And if you don't know, we kind of get a little bit of reaction to the weigh-in and then our final thoughts and a little bit of adjustments from the prediction video. If you haven't seen the breakdown prediction video I've done, I'll put it in the link in the description. Shout out to all the brothers that supported the live stream I did this morning and always support TBC and more, and all the ones that donate through the live, when we go live through the super chats, and all the donations through the PayPal link. If you like to donate, you can wait till we go live or hit the PayPal link in the description. But Danny Garcia weighed in first. He was, Shawn Porter weighed in first, excuse me. He was 147 pounds. Danny Garcia was 146 3/4, so just right under the 147 pound limit. Shawn Porter had to strip down to make weight. I knew one of these guys was going to struggle to make weight. If they both did struggle, excuse me. I knew it was going to be one of them, and Shawn barely made weight. Shawn is very, very short, and that plays to his advantage. And one thing about Shawn, he knows his limitations as far as height and reach, and he knows that he got to get in there as well. And Danny just towering over him. Look at Danny looks strong. Shawn looks strong usually for their fights. And they look a little weak at the weigh-in, but, they probably going to eat, rehydrate, put some weight on. It's going to be war tomorrow, right? And, at the weigh-in, what's the dude's name? I can't remember the guy's name. He asked some questions and stuff. Not Brian Custer, the other white guy, older guy. I like him. But, Danny Garcia said under 9. Danny Garcia is looking for the knockout. Danny Garcia is not a guy that presses for knockouts. Danny Garcia is patient, and he lets the fight game come to him. And when you patient, you can pick your shots, use a sharpshooter, and, good power in both hands, and a great counter puncher. You're going to have a chance to win a lot of fights. Everybody talks about his limitations, says he's flat-footed. I don't see flat-footed Danny Garcia. And that people just, copy what other people say. Garcia can get on his toes and box as well. He's just not one of those guys that's going to close the distance and cut the ring off in this fight. And Shawn Porter, he ain't one of those guys that's going to use the ring. Shawn Porter is one of those guys that's going to come straight forward. And versus Kell Brook, he continued to come straight forward right into a 1-2, occasional hook and uppercut as well. And Shawn Porter is going to have to use angles. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to come down to angles. If he come down the pipe versus Danny Garcia without a good jab and without a good double, triple jab, single jab, and keeping him off rhythm, he's going to get ate alive. Because Shawn Porter thinks offense first. And when Shawn Porter thinks offense first, he's already trying to throw these wide left and right hooks. And he drops his hand and he leaves his head completely open. See, the difference with Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia is style makes fights. You could say Shawn Porter gave Keith Thurman a tough fight and Danny didn't so much. And I think Danny gave Keith Thurman a competitive fight when I went back and watched it on tape when I did the prediction video. But the thing about it is Danny Garcia is a totally different fighter than Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman isn't how can I put it? Keith Thurman isn't as good a counterpuncher as Danny Garcia is. You know what I'm saying? And also, Danny Garcia throws straight punches. As far as most people believe, Danny Garcia has an excellent left hook. But as good as that left hook is, that straight right has become even more a potent weapon than the left hook. You know what I'm saying? And that right hand is very, very powerful, especially when he's able to counter when you're not expecting it coming. When Shawn fought Keith Thurman, Shawn had to just look out for left hooks and right hooks. Keith Thurman was trying to hook with the hooker. Keith Thurman didn't do the smart thing and use his jab and use his right hand, his straight right hand like Kell Brook did. He wanted to make it hard on himself. He did make that fight hard and it had to be. Danny Garcia won't do that. Danny Garcia is not going to be looking for left and right hooks. And that's going to be the key right there. Because Shawn Porter's hooks is going to come with looping overhand rights, left hooks. Danny Garcia is a smart fighter. He's not going to make it hard on himself like I said Keith Thurman did. Garcia will use his jab and keep Shawn Porter from mauling him once he gets that distance. You know what I'm saying? He used that jab. And then, you know, he'll shoot a lead right hand off or a jab right hand. He going to catch Shawn Porter. I'm trying to tell you. He's going to catch him. You know, he going to keep Shawn at the end of them punches. You know, and don't be surprised if Danny Garcia is a more physically stronger guy. But for Shawn Porter, it's all about the jab, you know. And it's all about keeping his hands home defensively when he's coming from offense to defense. You know what I'm saying? He got to get his hands home. When you going to defense to offense, because the minute he start dropping those hands, Danny Garcia is going to score. And everybody thinks, oh, Shawn is going to maul him like he did Keith Thurman. Remember, Keith Thurman likes to move a lot. And Keith Thurman, his choice of punch was a left hook and a right hook. You know, that gave Shawn Porter plenty of opportunity. Shawn Porter didn't have to worry about no straight punches. And Shawn don't like to throw straight punches. You know? And if you control your distance, you got right leverage on your punches, straight punches that will be all you need. You know, and that's all Kell Brook needed versus Shawn Porter. You know, didn't load up a lot on a lot of punches until he changed speeds on them. And everything that Kell Brook did, Danny Garcia can do. I'm not saying he could do it as well as far as the clinching and stuff, but Danny Garcia is a very, very sharp counterpuncher. You know, and Shawn Porter is going to have to get past that sharp counterpunching ability, have to get on the inside and maul Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? If he gets on the inside and he can stay there all night, you know, Shawn's going to win. But if Danny Garcia can use educated holding and clinching, you know, like Kell Brook did, and spin him out and fight a smart fight, Danny Garcia is the more talented fighter, in my opinion. He can do more. You seen what Shawn Porter did from Kell Brook. He had no answer. You know, he kept running into a brick wall in that 1-2, occasional hook and uppercut, brick wall, brick wall, brick wall. From rounds 1 to 12, he continued to run through that same brick wall. For real. He continued to run into that same brick wall. You know, he didn't do nothing different. He didn't use another angle or nothing versus Kell Brook. He used the same shit. Came straight down the pipe. Weak jab or no jab at all, and he got clipped. Got picked off every time. And if Kell Brook really wanted to open up, he could have probably put Shawn Porter down and got Shawn Porter up out of there. And I think Danny Garcia is going to use that. And I think once Shawn Porter continues to get clipped by the straight right hand, you know what I'm saying? The no-look left hook is going to get him. So he's going to be that left hook or right hand, but the jab and the straight punches is going to be the table setter. But I picked Danny Garcia by, I think, split decision. Or I picked him. You know what I'm saying? I'll put the prediction video in the description so you can get the gist of it. But shout out to the whole LDBC. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, if you want to watch this fight, don't have Showtime, or just don't want to give it your viewership due to the duck sauce or duck goose, go ahead and join our Boycott streaming group. And we will stream a classical fight tomorrow night as well. So be on the lookout. We're going to have a prequel to the sequel, all right? And, you know, make sure y'all check us out. The link's in the description. We're on S210, College Sports Most Wanted. All those links in the description. Check us out, TBC and more. You know what the business is.